Toastmasters, by show of hand, could you please put your hand up if you've ever used drugs?
Panadol?
Thank you very much. All those who have raised their hands, they're saying the truth. The rest, you are just lying. Master of ceremony, dear Toastmasters, and invited guests, good evening.
Good evening.
Have you ever heard of a saying that says that don't drink and drive, but smoke and fly? I don't know where it came from, but it's a saying. So, dear Toastmasters, today I'll be talking to you about drugs and substance abuse. First of all, let's go to the definition of drug and drug abuse. We start with drug. There are two definitions. The first definition defines drug as a substance that influences the mind of an individual or the body. The second definition is actually it's a definition that is normally defined by the pharmacologists. Don't know who they are. Yeah. So they define drug as a chemical substance that has the ability to treat, to cure, or to prevent, or to diagnose a disease. Dear Toastmasters, let's go now to the types of commonly abused drugs. I just mentioned a few, so there are so many. So if you know more, just put them in a list and then give it to me later. First one, I'll go with marijuana. Most of you know it. The second one is heroin. The third one is ecstasy. I don't know whether I pronounced that right. Yeah, thank you. The other one is cat. I know most of you do not know cat, but I will explain to you later. The other one we have could be cocaine, if I've mentioned, and many more. So, the only drugs that I'm going to choose, I've chosen three. Those are the drugs I'll talk about. Cat, marijuana, and another new drug. It's very new. I know none of you knows about this drug. It's called cactus peyote. I don't know if anybody has heard of it. It's called cactus peyote. So let me go to my first drug. The first drug that I will start with is marijuana. As you all know, it has many names. And I would like if you can mention to me only one name. One name is weed. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Pot?
Thank you very much.
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
That's a very good name.
Mary Jane.
You're asking me?
Yes.
Cocaine?
We are talking about different names of weed. Okay, those are enough. There's weed, there is Mary J. I don't know whether there is Mary. There is Port, there is
Pineapple Express?
No.
Yeah, that is their new name. There is Mary J. And there is another one, we call it in my place, it's called bomb. It's like bomb, it explodes your mind. So marijuana, it's actually, you might use different kinds of the plant. You might use the stem, the seeds, the leaves. I'm not saying that it's not that I've used the seeds and yeah, the oily part. Marijuana is actually, most of it is normally smoked. But if you want to cook, you can cook. That will be a new discovery. You can cook. If you want to, yeah, it's only those two. Smoking and cooking if you want. Marijuana, according to statistics, it states that only in Kenya, not in any other part. Every 10 teenagers, 6% of those teenagers use marijuana. Not in large quantities, but it's still marijuana. So I'll give you actually a story of what happened, and that story will cover the effects of marijuana. There was a day, a friend of mine, his name is Kevin. Kevin smoked a lot of weed. Let me come out from the scientific world. He smoked a lot of weed until his brain actually became like his brain became actually like a boom. Like I said, it's like a bomb, so his brain became a bomb. So we were in class, Kevin was sitting at the back, and then he was When he was sitting, he was moving his head like this, and then he was moving the head like this. So his mind, in his mind, he was saying that he saw his head coming out, going to the other side of the wall, and then coming back in full force. So when he was moving his head, he was trying to make his head come back to position. That is one effect. And then I'll talk very fast about cat. Cat, it's actually a drug mostly from East Africa. You normally eat the leaves or the stem. This drug makes you have abnormal realities or abnormal goals, you can eat cat, you clean all your clothes, you put them in a line, because back there we put them in a line, you go back inside from the back door, you come and steal your own clothes again, and then you start screaming that somebody has stolen your clothes. Only to realize later that you're the one who stole your own clothes. The third type of drug I'll talk about is cactus peyote. Cactus peyote was a drug that was used and is still being used by mostly the Red Indians in America. This drug, it normally affects the brain in such a way that it normally interconnects your senses. What do I mean by that? Your sense of hearing is interconnected with it mixes with your sense of seeing. So you see with your ears and you hear with your eyes. Or maybe you speak with your nose and you smell with your mouth. They used to use this drug when they used to have these religious occasions, so that they were thinking actually they were seeing spirits, but they were not spirits. It was the effects of the drugs. So, to conclude my story, according to the statistics, it shows that only in cats, 10 million people are chewing cats worldwide. And in Yemen, there is a fact that there is a statistic that was carried out on actually 10 million, 80% of those people were men and 80% of those people were women. So, dear Toastmasters, please, I urge you, the only way we can stop this, we can join together, educate the society, so that we can have a better future. Thank you.